Testing, testing, testing. What's up, everybody? Let's get into it. Let's get into it. What's up, chat? Testing, 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 testing. You guys should be able to hear me well. Testing, 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 testing. Testing, testing, testing. All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. We got to chat. We have to chat. You are. Come on. Get in here. Let's go ahead. Let's go get in here. I got a lot of things I have to say. I have a lot of things I have to say. Where my red gloves at? Time to put on the red gloves. Time to put on the gloves. It's time to put on the gloves. It's time to put on the gloves, chat. Get in here. Get in here. Get in here. Get in here. It's time to put on the gloves. Get in here, chat. Where you at? Where you at? Let's talk. It's time to yap. It's time to talk about some real shit. That's all I know. It's time to talk about some real. Let's get into it. Man, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. You guys can hear me good? Does it sound clear? Does it sound good? I want to make sure we're not peeking. I want to make sure it sounds great. What's up, everybody? How are y'all feeling today? How are y'all feeling today? Man. What the gloves do? Who you gonna find out? You gonna find out. What's up, chat? What's up, chat? Y'all ready to get into it? How y'all doing today? How y'all doing today? How y'all doing today? It's time for us to talk. It's that time of the day. It's that time of the day. All right, chat. Let's get into it. I don't even want to waste your time. I ain't trying to waste your time. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the live. Welcome to wherever you are watching this at. If you're watching the replay right now, I just want to first say I'm very grateful, very thankful for you being here, for you listening to this. And obviously, if you are here, it's something energetic. It's something that's a connection. It's for a reason. You're not gonna click on one of my videos. You're not gonna click on one of my lives by mistake. Remember, here we don't believe in coincidence. It's everything is for a reason. Even if you coincidentally clicked on this. Now, the first thing that I want to talk about, I can't tell you if I'm going to get loud today. We just got to see what we end up talking about. You get what I'm saying? But what I will say is there is a few things that I know I need to say. And one of the first things that I feel called to say is that purpose and your heart chakra. Okay? We're going to talk about heart chakra first. One of the biggest things that keep coming across over and over and over is about putting your heart first. I don't know exactly why that's the case, but what I want to tell you is to be aggressive, to be about something that's real, you have to stand for it. Like I keep telling y'all, this is the year where you really have to stand for something. What are you standing for? What are you fighting for? What morals do you have? What morals do you have? Like, this is about your character, okay? People think that they do flaw shit, lying shit, dirty shit, and think they're not going to get caught. Just because the person that they stole from didn't catch them stealing doesn't mean you won't get caught. Today's the 26th, and today's message is about karma. You see, there's good karma and bad karma. All right? And one thing about it, karma is going to collect. even when nobody's watching, even when everybody's watching. Even if you were doing things for people and you felt like motherfuckers wasn't really respecting it or motherfuckers wasn't really appreciating it, trust me, there will be a moment where they will, or there's going to be a moment where you will forever get paid. There's no such thing as energy being created nor destroyed. So that energy that you put into somebody, just because you may not get it back exactly from that person, doesn't mean you're not going to get that energy back, because that's how energy works. Y'all have to remember, this world is ran on certain laws. Follow the laws. Follow the laws of the universe, not of society, not of your country. Follow the laws of the universe. You hear me? It's like so many people forget what it's like to be a good fucking person. To have a fucking soul. Like, you're not, let me help you understand something. Everything that I teach is not about telling you to turn your heart off. It's about teaching you how to protect your heart and how big it is. If you're watching this, you're a big-hearted person. You would give everything for other people. Trust me, I understand. But the one thing I want you to understand, I feel like this is glitching a little bit. I got to fix some of my settings. But what I want you to understand is that good character will always get you paid. You don't got to cross nobody. Just because it's taking you longer doesn't mean that you should cut corners. Don't cut corners. Don't cut corners. And the reason why I'm saying this is because a lot of the motherfuckers that was cutting corners 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, that shit coming back. It's costing. It's costing. It's costing. Let's see if I can change these settings real quick. It's not letting me. Chat, I be trying to figure all kinds of shit out right now. You know. Whatever, chat. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be. It don't matter, chat. Listen, another thing I want to tell y'all too is go at your own pace. A lot of y'all are the originator of something new. So you can't be waiting on other people. You can't be looking at other people. You can't be thinking that your strategy should be like this. Like, I'll tell y'all something, right? I was talking to somebody, one of my friends who's very spiritual, and I was like, man, understand, please, listen. When I say this, please have the spiritual intelligence to know yourself and realize if you're like this or not. Don't take what I'm saying and just think this is what you need to do. But I'm a person where I don't need somebody to tell me to get my shit together or do something. I'm a person that, like, I'm naturally motivated. I'm not like, bitch, I don't need an alarm to tell me to get the fuck to work, okay? I want to get to work, you know? But then I realized that a lot of the things that I was doing was actually limiting myself. I stopped fucking setting goals now. I stopped setting goals. Somebody say, yeah, it's glitching bad. See? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, chat. My shit been tripping lately. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know. Y'all saying it's good? Is it good? Is it bad? Help me understand. Y'all want me to keep going? You want me to restart it? What y'all want me to do? You let me know. What you want me to do? Everybody saying streaming good on their end. Okay. That's good to know. Anyways, like I was saying though, so a lot of people, they need somebody to tell them what to do. A lot of people, they need somebody to stay on top of them. A lot of people, they don't have their own level of discipline. So because they don't have their own level of discipline, they can't allow themselves true sovereignty. They can't be free because you need somebody to tell you what to do. Okay? The reason why I stopped setting goals was because my goals were limiting. I would tell myself, I want to do this in 3 months. In reality, my spirit was like, you could do it in 2 days. You could do it in 2 days. And I was just like, damn, like, I might as well just stop setting goals. I might as well just stop setting goals. I can have an idea of where I want to be, but I realized that, damn, my goals are limited. And a lot of times, I don't even know what God really got planned for me. Whatever I had planned was never even at the same level what God had planned. You feel me? And some of y'all can't, like, y'all gotta follow your intuition, your spirit. There are certain things that you would have never thought to ask for. Every time I hear successful people speak, some of them is like, some of them, they know how big they want to be, but a lot of them was like, I never imagined this. And I remember Joe Dispenza talking about this. And I started to realize, you know what it is? You got to stop putting your mind on the outcome, or like some like money, or like, you get what I'm saying? You literally have to put your mind on just who you want to be as a character, like who your character is, what kind of person you want to be. Who do you want to be? You know? And I realized that it's like we limit ourselves so much. We are the limiting belief, bitch. We are the limiting belief. Like our conscious identity could never even fathom what's possible. It can't even fathom what's possible. Chat. I just started to wonder, like, I'll tell you where my brain is. I know it seems like I kind of have like broken up thoughts, which I I usually love to conceptualize all these thoughts and then come to you with it, but I ain't gonna lie. I just was like, man, I gotta come on here. Like, it's just, I'm sitting here. I might as well get on here, you know? And I think that's just like the biggest thing I've been realizing is just what I thought was my biggest goals. God was just like, wipe all that across the board, because what I have for you, you just couldn't even fathom. You know, so I started telling myself, you know, something miraculous is happening. I feel like that's the only thing that I could say to try to conceptualize and get in alignment with the biggest manifestation possible. You know, because I feel like even sometimes our affirmations could even be limiting. Like, even the very thing that we create to expand us is still limiting. So I feel like you have to create a affirmation that's kind of general enough and big enough that can go to the fucking highest state without limiting you. So I was like, okay, you know what? Something miraculous is happening to me. That's the best thing I can say that doesn't limit me. And truly, I now understand that the most miraculous thing is in the unknown. You will never know. You will never know. And I think that's the point. All beliefs are, wow. I know, right? I know, right? So it's like you can't even, if all beliefs are limiting beliefs, it's like you can't even, it's limiting to even connect yourself to one belief. It's limiting to connect yourself to one belief. You know? And I just feel like this year that so many people are going to realize what actually matters. Like, chat, all last month I was investing in my tech, investing in myself. Like, I invested in myself a laptop. And like, now this month, I am in an 8-month. But now this month, all I want to do is just be more conservative. And when I say conservative, I don't mean political views, or like, that's not what I mean. When I say conservative, I mean like, all I want to do is focus on what actually matters. You hear that? You hear that statement? All I want to focus on is what actually matters, what actually turns into matter, what actually materializes. At the end of the day, you can create, like, for example, I was a person that was creating lots of videos, volume, right? And I still believe in volume. I think that there comes a point in time where you are so masterful that it's no longer about volume, but now it's about detail. And I'm at that point now. I'm at that point now where I've been able to craft things to a level of, like, it's nice, it's good, you're at a level, but now you're not gonna get to that next level using volume. You now have to get to that next level by using detail. Does that make sense? Because now, when you become a master or when you start mastering something, what happens is that you stop expending as much effort to get the same result. Right? That's what mastery looks out. That's what mastery looks like. It looks like somebody doing, like, it's like a person who's trying to swim, paddling, extra energy, 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 energy. But a person that knows how to swim, flow, right? Flow. It's different. And then the thing about it is that when you start getting into a level of flow, it starts to look very seamless. It starts to look like not glitchy, but like so fluid that it's almost unreal. Like when you see Michael Jordan jump, it's like when Michael Jordan jump, it's like he floats. It's like Michael Jackson when he moonwalk, he flows. It's a flow. I'm getting chills. And if you're overly consciously doing something, right? I feel like volume is through a lot of conscious effort. Just like it's the difference between attract. I would rather have less money and I flow with it and it's a flow and it's effortless than to have a lot of money and it's restricted. You get what I'm saying? And the reason why I say that is because if you are in a flow, your next burst of income is destined. It's inevitable because that's where money comes from. Flow. Water. Right? I'm just thinking, like, these are all of the different things that I think about. And I even feel like if you're not hydrated enough, you can't even bring in success. Currency. I feel like you have to, like, water, flow. You have to have water around you. And it's so funny because I was using AI. I was using AI and I was reading one of my spiritual charts. And it told me that I lack water in my chart and that I would need to actually get more fountains and to listen to water. And I started to realize if you look at some of the greats, Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan, everything they do just looks like a flow. It looks effortless. Even though, see, that's the thing. It takes a lot of conscious effort to become effortless. That's mastery. And I realized, I'm a master at what I do. And I don't have to pretend to be an amateur. And I feel like that's moving from lack to abundance. Sometimes we make ourselves think that we need more. We need to do more. And it isn't until we realize that true mastery is cutting out, simplifying. That's why 20% of what you do is honestly the biggest factor. And I feel like those masters understand that 20% and have learned to make that whole 20% their 100%. River Banks, exactly. Now, does that mean that this isn't a year of hard work? No. But what I will say is, if you ever look at a horse run, it's just so majestic. It's a flow. In order to even get that machinery, it has to flow. Right? But the thing about it is, a lot of times we can't flow if we are allowing things to get in the way of our flow. So you have to cut. This is the year for you to cut out distractions. This is the year for you to cut out things that are not allowing your water to flow like you need to. And right now we are in between eclipse season. Now I want y'all to understand, I'm not going to come on live just because I think I'm supposed to. Just because that's what everybody on social media says to do. Get on every day. Right? And the reason why I say this is, by all means, I have so much content to do. I have so much content that I've had in the past to record, all of these things, right? All I'm trying to get you to understand is, don't move because they tell you to move. Move because you know you're supposed to move. You get me? I'm not telling you not to work on your craft every day. I work on my craft every day. But even Michael Jordan didn't have a game every day. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. Michael Jackson didn't have a show every day. David Goggins didn't have a marathon every day. They trained every day. They showed up for themselves every day. Michael Jackson made over hundreds of songs for one album. So I'm not telling you, but understand the complexity of what I'm telling you. If you are an amateur, if you are at the beginning of something, you want to do as much as you possibly can, okay? When you get to a level of mastery, it's no longer about putting out more, okay? Look at what Apple's doing. Fuck you, Apple. Like, for real, you got to do better. A phone every year, for what? It's not doing anything. It's not doing anything. You might as well take your year and develop something that's actually going to help us. Because then now I'm starting to think, have y'all been telling us to put out more volume as a form of capitalism? Have you been telling us to flood the market for more capitalism, for more social media, for more addiction? Is that what this is? Because when everybody start to say, like, I'm not telling you not to be consistent, understand. But even then, think about it. The music industry, drop a song every week, do this and this and that. No disrespect, Russ, I don't even think you meant it like this. But now all these artists are just dropping bullshit every week now. To get out of their deal. To get more money. Like, are you actually adding more volume to get better at what you're doing, or to just make $1? I want you to understand that if your main goal is to just make $1, you cannot be a legend. If your goal is just to be rich, you cannot be a legend. It's either you want to be a celebrity or you want to be the best. If you want to be the best, go train. Here's the thing. If you win, the fame is going to come anyways. When you win, the fame is going to come anyways. But when you started chasing fame, you started chasing something that doesn't really exist. When you started chasing just money, you started chasing something that doesn't really exist. Because guess what? You thought you wanted money when in reality you wanted sovereignty, you wanted freedom. So yeah, you got the money, right? But that money actually needs more of your time. Now the money isn't really what you want. Now you're stuck in a deal. Now you're stuck in some. So this wasn't actually what you want. And the reason why I'm having this conversation with you is because you need to be more mindful of what you ask for. You need to be more mindful of what you want and why you want it. You know? That person that you manifested, you sure you want them? You sure? Or do you just want to experience them? Be for real with yourself, chat. Come on. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. If y'all haven't followed me yet on here, make sure y'all follow me. I just feel like it's time to go at things a little bit differently. I feel like it's time to really put out things that really matter. That's it. That's it. That's it. You know? And I just feel like it's not a lot of substance out there. There's more coming. Shout out Deontay Kyle. I really like what he's doing. Deontay Kyle's going to have a really good year this year. He's born the year of the horse, 1990. So he's going to keep blowing up. So if you've seen Deontay Kyle stuff, make sure y'all go ahead and watch the prediction. His numerology says it, right? And it's so funny. Numerology go all the way back to Egypt. That's so deep. Like, motherfucker, like, your spirit know. All you got to do is remember. All you got to do is remember. That's why I be trying to tell y'all, trust your instinct. Y'all be drowning out your instinct because your instinct knows shit and you don't know how you know shit. Just know you know shit. You don't need to have proof or evidence to trust your intuition. Trust your intuition. Your body has an intelligence. Trust me. It knows. You get in the way of your own intuition. You get in the way of yourself. You got to stop doing that shit. You your own worst enemy. Your beliefs. The shit you say to yourself. Your program. I feel like if we were actually able to realize what we were able to do, I think our brain would explode if we truly knew the capacity of ourselves. I think we can't even fathom what's possible. So that's why we purposely like to stay ignorant. That's what I think. I think we purposely like to stay ignorant because our brain, our little squishy brain, would pop if we truly knew our potential for real. Whatever you think your potential is, up the skull. Up the skull. Up the fucking skull. Up the skull. Immediately. I fear you don't know just how good it's for the get, baby. I know the live's glitching, bitch. Just listen. I fear you don't know just how good it's gonna get. You get what I'm saying? Do you understand your soul can't even fit in your body right now? You only have a partial of your soul, bitch. Why you think you got a higher self? Your whole essence can't even be encapsulated in this one human vessel. I love this for you, though. It's about to get so fucking good. Everybody say something miraculous is happening to me. It's about to get so motherfucking good, and I'm telling you right now. Oh, I feel the energy rising, bitch. Bitch, I feel the energy rising. It's like listen, let me tell you something, bitch. My belief systems have been so challenged that now I understand what the fuck Joe Dispenza was saying when he was like, I can't even tell you what's possible, bitch, because what I thought, every time I tried to move what I thought was possible, bitch, life just blew it. So I might as well just not even try to understand what's possible and to just know that, bitch, anything is possible. Like, and once I've realized that, I've started to notice that magic is real. Even the word magic adds up to 33. Magic is real. Glamour magic, all that shit real, bitch. All the shit real, bitch. Whatever you think fake, bitch, think again. Bitch. Bitch, think again. You know what I mean? I feel like the only reason why we don't see it is because we tell ourselves it's not real. Y'all have to just I'm not telling you to take it as a belief as it's real, but I'm telling you to say, is it? Just start asking more questions about shit. Just start asking more questions about shit. They tell you, like I always say, even the word impossible is I'm possible. Even the word impossible is I'm possible. People want you to believe their limiting beliefs. People don't want you to exercise what's possible for you. People don't want you to see how big you can be. People don't want you to see just how extravagant. People don't want you to tap into your audacity. People don't want you to be a superstar. These people, they don't know. You have to know what you want, decide, and commit. But the thing about it is, you have to pick something that you absolutely love so much that you would give everything for it. That's the only way this is going to work. You have to do something that you're willing to jump off a mountain for. You hear me? You got to do something that you're willing to go to the bottom for, rock bottom for. If you're not doing something right now that doesn't make you feel that level of passion, you need to rethink what you're doing. Truly. Because you don't have the time to waste your life doing something that doesn't absolutely light you up. Why are you waiting for perfect conditions to change? Are you going to wait for cancer to come? Are you going to wait for sickness to come? Are you going to wait for you to lose somebody to come before you finally decide, you know what? Let me stop playing with life. You better stop playing with life. You better stop playing with this soul, this essence. You don't have as much time. This body does not. So if you're going to leave your impact, plant your seeds, you need to do it now. Okay? That's all I'm saying. You need to do it now. You need to do it now. Like I said, make sure you guys click the link in the bio and you get my class, The Psychology of Winning, where it completely breaks down how to win 2026 based off of the numerology and astrology of the year. What a lot of y'all don't know is February 17th was the solar eclipse. March 3rd is the lunar eclipse. So we are still in this eclipse phase, believe it or not. Bitch, we haven't even finished the beginning. Do you understand? Do you understand? We haven't even finished the beginning. Okay? We haven't even finished the begin. Do you understand? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, imagine we are on a spaceship entering the energy. Bitch, we're still on the plane. We ain't land yet. Just because we entered the Chinese New Year, why y'all think the people in China still celebrating the New Year? They take a month. These motherfuckers take a month off. Why do you think that? Energy not done yet. We still in it. And this is the time now where you need to be really asking yourself. This is the time to ask, who do I want to be? What do I really want? The more that you iron out that detail, the more you ruminate over that in your mind. Really listen to what I'm saying. The more that you ruminate over what it is that you want to do, what it is that you want to create, the more you're materializing it. You materialize it through thought. So you have to think about it more. You have to envision it more. You have to literally architect it in your mind. You have to literally create the blueprint, and you need to go as far out as you think this idea can be. You cannot play with the idea as if it's small. A lot of these ideas are way bigger than you think, but you have to at least entertain it. Okay? Somebody said, when you multi-talented, how do you pick which talent to focus on? Oh, girl, you don't know who you're talking to. I'm a literal polymath. I'm a literal genius. Let me tell you what you do. You have to understand that being a person of multiple interest and talent is a sign of mastery. And what you have to do is, I was just talking about this today. When you step into a field from a different field, you actually have a level of mastery better than the people who have been doing that field since the beginning. So for example, if you have been doing ballet and you have been doing football, and then you get into basketball all of a sudden, you actually have the capacity to be better at basketball than somebody who has been studying basketball since they were a kid. And the reason why is because you already have certain neural pathways, eye and hand coordination that is built up, and toes and certain feet coordination that is built up, that you wouldn't exactly be able to build with basketball, but it's useful in basketball. Whereas somebody only has a basketball body. But this is why someone like Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant were different in levels of success. You see, Kobe Bryant only really focused on basketball and then started to focus on ballet and yoga afterwards. Michael Jordan was actually doing baseball and other sports first. So because he had that hand-eye coordination, he had that level of intelligence, he had a different kind of muscle memory. When he came into a different sport, he had a different type of education and intelligence that other people couldn't have. And then because he had this type of intelligence, it was easier for him to take this intelligence and blend it with this intelligence and create something completely new. You understand? So, when it comes to having multiple talents, you have to see or create the link between the multiple talents and put them together to create something completely new. That is where most of, like, look at Nintendo and Game Boy. There's a saying that, like, Game Boy wasn't even meant to be a Game Boy. It's like they took the idea of the cell phone and took the idea of gaming and put it together, and it created so much success. The funny thing about it is the person who created Game Boy wasn't even really a developer. But because he had these other interests, these other talents, these other hobbies, and I could be butchering the story just a little bit, but understand that the inner thread is still the same. Because he had this outside education, it allowed him to create. You get what I'm saying? Somebody said, oh, it's the veil. She's talking about the transfer and transmutation of the souls, acknowledging 3D complexity versus 5D transparency. The 4D thought is now almost at combustion during the eclipse. Believe without construct. This is yep, this is true. This is true. We are literally still in manifestation zone. And I think that people should take this very seriously. I think you should take this very seriously. Like, I know for a fact the information that I'm putting out, you cannot get anywhere else. Nobody else has talked about February 17th, Michael Jordan's birthday, Chinese New Year, nobody else has talked about that. And the reason why is, it's not that the information is not out there. It's not that other people don't know it. It's the fact that my pattern recognition is superb. I've trained myself to notice the patterns. It's follow the pattern. It's all pattern recognition. Stocks, pattern recognition. Numerology, pattern recognition. Astrology, pattern recognition. That's all it is. That's true genius. Pattern recognition. And the reason why most people who are quote unquote genius seem to be mentally ill is because in order to even have a high level of pattern recognition, your brain has to be at a certain state of like psychosis. And this is studied by neuroscience. Tara Swart. Do the research. There's also a book called Touched by Fire. Touched by Fire. That talks about why people who are mentally ill tend to have mentally ill. Remember now, we said they were mentally ill. Society said, don't forget that. Society said they were mentally ill. Don't forget that. But what if society was never built to handle such intelligence like that, but was actually built to destroy it? Remember, intelligence and wisdom creates freedom and sovereignty. So in order to make people slaves, and to make people easier to control, we have to attack their intelligence. One of the main things that I'm building right now with AI is like anti-security systems. Somebody said, can't believe there's only 150 guys. We're elite. You're just early. That's all. And you are elite. You are elite, but you're just early. And that's what makes you elite. Is that you don't need the whole world to be on it for you to know that it's truth. You feel me? But it's so funny you said we're elite. Think about that. We're elite. Well, I swear, I'm telling y'all, my brain been places lately, chat. My brain have been in some places, and all I've been doing is studying, meditating, and just listening. Success is usually an accident. I can attest to that. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. It's like you just have to be there at the right time. You know what I mean? But listen, chat, there's more where that comes from. What I will say is that I am opening up people in mentors, like people who want to work with me one on one in mentorship. I'm gonna type the website down below so you guys can see it. Architect.icu. Architect.icu. And all you have to do is just fill out the information. Fill out the information. And if you are serious about mentorship, we'll reach out and we'll see if you're able to get it done. All right. I I'm at a place now where I'm done convincing people of anything. I'm really done convincing people of anything. And the reason why I say this is because once you start trying to convince people, you start getting the wrong people. The right people don't need convincing. You know? So that's why it's like now I just have a different approach to it. You know, I'm not going to sit here and tell you like, oh, you need this because of this, you need this because of this, you need this because of this. Because that's when you start attracting the wrong people. Architect. So it's like architect, but it's architect that. No, sorry, chat. Let me type it better. I spelled it wrong, chat. I spelled it wrong. Hold on. Architect.icu. There we go. I think I spelled it right. Architect.icu. Architect.icu. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. And you know what? I hope you guys enjoy the designs that we're putting on all of these websites that I've been making. I hope you guys enjoy the design. We've purposely been making the aesthetic like code and terminal and matrix theme because I feel like honestly that's where it all starts. I feel like a lot of people don't realize that we are code consciousness. Look at the word code and consciousness, CO. We are code. Remember that part of Matrix when he was like, oh, once you start seeing the code, all you start seeing is brown hair, blonde, blue eyes. And I didn't know what that meant until I started to realize like even our birthdays are code. When you guys put your birthdays down below, I can literally read your personality as if it's a code. Literally. As if it's a code. Like, y'all ever see, like, when you start putting the numbers, you don't ever see how when I start reading, I'm like, that one's mean, that one yelled, that one's very emotional. All off of numbers. All off of numbers. And I started to realize that's what that motherfucking Cypress meant. Or Cyrus. That's what the fuck he meant when he said that. He was like, you start to see the code. And I started to see the code. But the thing about it is, you have to teach yourself how to read the code first. You have to teach yourself how to code first. And that's what I want to teach you. Okay? So, like I said, if you guys want mentorship, if you know you're at a point where it's like, I'm ready for that next level of thinking. There's no way for me to even explain to you what's on the other side of it. Like, there's really no way to explain it to you. You know what I mean? But it's like, it's like the unknown. But it's like, once you start going through, it's like, what the fuck is going on? I never expected. I know. That's how it is. And it has nothing to do with me. I'm just showing you how to get in alignment with your own self. And the thing about it is that when you get in alignment with your own self, that's when you're actually able to notice magic. For example, ideas. You can't get ideas if you're not in alignment. You can't catch ideas. This is what Michael Jackson was talking about. Do y'all understand? The elite is highly spiritual. The elite is highly spiritual. The elite are not people that are just overly logical. No, they're highly spiritual. Child, why was I doing research on the first Queen Elizabeth? The first Queen Elizabeth had a astrologer, bitch, in the 1500s. What makes you think that that stopped? What makes you think the monarchies, they had personal astrologers. They do rituals. They do everything on certain dates. It's crazy. It's insane. And what I'm trying to get you to understand is you're never going to be able to play at a high level if you never learn how to play the game. Stranger Things, one of the biggest shows, literally was showing you the game. Ask yourself, what piece are you on the chessboard? Learn how to play chess. Chess teaches you. And you have to understand that if you are a pawn, you are destined to be sacrificed. I had to let that one marinate for a little bit. If you are a pawn, like for example, one thing I started to say too, I was like, yo, you know what? I need to work on cutting out sugar. Everything that they use to control the masses, like chat, I realized that they actually do psychological studies on us. They actually do psychological studies. First of all, you're not the king. And the reason why you're not the king is because you can't see the king. The king is never exposed. Remember that. The king is never exposed. The king is usually always, you know what I mean? And another thing I wanted to say too is um, learn how to play chess and them wars. I want y'all to realize that those wars are actually blood sacrifices. Those wars, when we go to war, those are blood sacrifices. And y'all have to understand also that they also do try to control population. And y'all have to start paying attention to everything that they're doing to control. So, for example, they know that if they raise the price of certain things, us as humans will react a certain way. So, for example, right? They know that, oh, if they make a certain stock crash, or if they make the gas prices go up, right? They do studies like this. They know that if we raise the price of gas in the economy, more people will end up drinking. Why are more people drinking? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm trying to get y'all to realize. They do certain things to get us. We are literally herd, sheep. They literally boost the price of certain things. Like, chat, understand, hard drive. The price of hard drives are going up right now. Okay? In order to raise the price of hard drives, you have to realize that everybody is on a phone. Right? You do understand every phone needs a hard drive SSD. If the price of all the hard drives are going up and all of the government and all of the businesses are buying all of the hard drives, what do you think else is going to go up? The price of our phones, right? But also think about this. If we can't buy solid hard drives, you know what that means? You know what we end up buying? More cloud storage. Okay? Well, because guess what? You're not going to want to pay $700 for 1 terabyte or a hard drive. So you're going to be like, I would rather just pay for cloud storage, right? And they're hosting your cloud storage on the hard drives because they raised up the price. Now that all your photos, your ideas, your patents, everything is on a cloud storage, you have no privacy. You have no privacy. They can tell you it's private, but you're putting your digital real estate on somebody else's property yet again. Do you see how it's like taxes? It's like taxes. It's like taxes, but it's digital now. And what I'm trying to get you to understand is if you don't learn how to not have to rely on them to have digital real estate, to have internet, to have, you're forever going to be paying. Think about it. You're paying for Netflix, right? You don't own not one movie. Mind you, this technology already belonged to our people. They stole the technology and they're using it against us. And then here's the thing. If y'all don't learn how to create actual art with AI because you're rebelling against it, they're going to flood our social media with the AI regardless. So now we're never going to know who our real idols are. We're never going to know who are. That's why it's important for the people to still have access to the tools. But if the people think that the tools are demonized or negative, we're always going to have to look to them for the tool. For example, y'all need to stop paying for things that you have to pay every month and you have no real ownership over it. Right? Think about Apple Music. Apple Music is the reason why these artists can't get paid right. Spotify. Right? Spotify. If we can't pay, if we cannot get the actual people who will move society forward paid, how do we move forward? That's all I'm saying. If we always have to require an industry to be seen, then we will always be controlled of what we see. That means that they're able to, you get what I'm saying? So that's what I'm telling you. It's important for everybody to learn. Even if you don't use it, at least learn, because I guarantee you, you want to know. Chat, I'm going to tell y'all now, SanDisk, right? Look at this, right? Let me tell y'all something. This is why it pays to be in my mentorship. The company SanDisk was worth $40 last year. $40 last year. We knew that 2026 was going to be a year of tech because of the horse. Do you know how much SanDisk is now? The company SanDisk went from $40 per stock to $695 per stock. This is digital real estate now. This is digital real estate. If you have old computers, save them. The RAM that's in your computers, the storage that's in your computers, it's going to be worth so much. You want to know why? Because this is basically this is basically entrance to the marketplace. The internet. I literally heard somebody say the internet is the new golden age. The internet is the new golden age. Why do you think Neo was a coder? Why do you think Neo was hacking computers? Why do you think the whole Morpheus, Neo, Trinity, why do you think they were hacking computers? Why do you think in order to enter the Matrix you needed computers? To understand technology is spiritual. Why do you think technology is connected to the number 7? Because it is spiritual.